Are we live now?
Yeah.
I see the intro, so we're behind. Like,
Oh no, that is the
Okay.
Yes.
all right. Well, that's good to know. Well, welcome to Vision to Success. I'm Jason LeDuc, and this is my co-host.
Maria Pureza,
See,
of course.
I tricked you. I told her I was going to let her introduce me
I
this
know,
week.
right?
and
I am on jail
and I didn't.
introducing.
She's in introduction jail.
Yes,
So, welcome to
introduction.
Vision to Success. This is where we talk about Las Vegas businesses, business in general, and how you, if you are starting a business or trying to grow your business, can learn from our amazing guests all the things that they learned and they struggled with, so that you don't have to do it the hard way like the rest of us did starting a business. So,
Yep.
so what do you want to talk about? We have a couple great guests coming up. We'll introduce them in a minute. What do you want to talk about? We usually do a little segment here where we talk about what's in the news, but we didn't coordinate this today. So I'm really curious what you want to talk about today in the news.
Yes, you know what? I think I want to talk about different things. It's not a business, but it's still part of a business. This is about the. I'm sorry, I don't know if you want to talk about this and didn't coordinate this with you.
I'll let you know.
All right, it is about the Scientology. Have you heard about it?
I'm familiar. Yeah, I think most people have heard. I'm really curious where this is going to go. We may not need you guys today. Our guest sitting off over here. So, all right. What do you want to talk about Scientology?
Right.
By the way, Scientology, do not sue us.
Please.
Our lives are not worth ruining.
Yeah. I love that. And don't stalk me either, please. I am nobody.
Yeah, because they do.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, so you see, this is a church for the elite. It's been, I know that this is coming in the beginning, but at the same time I'm really kind of like curious to see the whole documentary about this. And I seen the documentary, and I'm the kind of person that until you show me in front of my face or there's a fact in front of me, I won't believe any sides. That's how me. Until I got it in stone, like, oh, it's real. So I really don't know. This Leia, what is her last name? Actually made what is it?
Remini.
It's Leia Remini.
Remini, yeah. And she created this, and there's a lot of news about her that she's using this because it's really worth doing the show with an elite organization. Don't you think that there's can be a different reason why you're doing things? So that's I am telling you, I don't know which one is the truth, but what do you think about all these celebrities putting their money and being these other people being abused, using tax dollars to actually do their evil works kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't know a ton about Scientology. I know when I was in college, there was a Scientology center right by the university where I went to college. Go figure that they'd put a Scientology center next to the biggest concentration of 18 and 19-year-olds in the city of Boston. And our friend went in for one of those personality tests, and we were literally like 10 seconds behind her going in the door, and they already had her in a back room, like doing whatever they do in those tests before we even made it up to the front desk there. So that was very interesting. I really don't know a ton about Scientology. I know of Leia Remini. I know of the documentary you're talking about. There's been a lot of controversy about it over the years. It's hard to tell the fact from the fiction. But yes, they are tax exempt like a religion. They collect a lot. As a religion, they are considered a religion by the federal government. They are tax exempt as a result of that. I don't want to get the facts wrong here.
Yeah.
But they collect a lot of money from their parishioners. It's not just celebrities and very wealthy people. There are a lot of regular folks who put a lot of money into being Scientologists, and that's part of, from what I understand, part of the way things work in Scientology is there are services that go along with your practice of it, and you pay for those practices. And from what I understand, it can cost just a regular person like us over $250,000 over a lifetime. And if you are a celebrity or someone who has lots of wealth, it can cost millions and millions of dollars to be active in the church. So I don't know a lot. I am certainly not an authority on this. I don't know. It is very hard to separate the fact from the fiction.
Exactly.
There are several documentaries out about it. There's Leia Remini's show. She did a book. Anderson Cooper about 15 years ago did a series of investigations into this on CNN. There's been a lot of investigations, so like most folks, yeah, but Scientology does a very good job protecting their image as well. And they have some of the, Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, John Travolta. They have quite a few celebrity spokespeople who speak very highly of the organization. So.
Yep. So yeah, so what do you guys think, viewers, about Scientology? Because I am, I just seen one documentary and that's it, and I don't want to actually make a conclusion out of one documentary.
Well, I will tell you something that is not hard to separate the fact from the fiction, and we have two great guests coming up here. So why don't we take a break, and we will bring back our first guest to talk about how to pivot your business during a crisis.
Yes. Hey, welcome back to Vision to Success with Jason LeDuc.
Not even close. Welcome
Now I'm
back.
on jail again.
She is an introduction jail, so I will introduce our first guest. He is someone I met very recently, and he is going to tell us all about how he started a brick and mortar business and pivoted that from a brick and mortar business that struggled during COVID to a digital online business that is blowing the doors off everything. So please welcome Eric Lacoste. Now, Eric, tell us about actually, you have a couple businesses, but we met and you were doing Sergeant SEO. You're still doing Sergeant SEO.
Yep.
But tell us about Sergeant SEO. We'll get into some of the other stuff you're doing later. But tell us about Sergeant SEO and tell us how you got to Vegas and and give us the whole story of how
The
you
whole
got
story about the Vegas?
You came to Vegas,
Yep.
and then you got all the way to where you're at with Sergeant SEO.
Okay, so it was February or late January of 2019, and I decided, me and my business partner, Gia Foley, we're actually starting a marketing firm, Neon Appeal. But we left Minneapolis in the beginning of the real hard part of the winter, and we decided to move to Las Vegas.
Good choice.
And the reasons were because Vegas is very easy to start a business. It's very easy to get a business license. It's very easy to get through all the government stuff, much easier than Minneapolis.
Oh, for sure.
So I said, okay, and I was already working at a tech repair shop downtown, and I don't know if you guys know Minneapolis, but downtown has
I'm from
Sky-
International Falls.
You're from International Falls? Really? Wow. I
Just loud.
that is a very cold place. Very, very
We live
cold
in
place.
igloo houses. That's not true though.
Oh my goodness! Wow, International Falls. But downtown, there's walkways between each of the buildings, so it was called it's a Skyway system. So I worked in a small little shop that was in the Skyway system, and I would just fix tablets, phones, computers all day. I did that for years, and I said, you know what, I can do this on my own. So I decided to leave.
And more importantly, you can do it in Las Vegas.
I could do it in Las
and not
Vegas.
in the middle of winter.
Exactly. And so we moved. We drove from Minneapolis all the way to
I
Vegas.
did too.
And, I initially was going to do it from my apartment, from inside. So I had all my lab equipment, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to do strictly online. I'm going to go pick up the equipment and then fix it and then bring it back. And it didn't last long. And I was like, I need a brick and mortar. I need a place.
Why did you, let's dig into that for a second.
Sure.
Why did you feel like you needed a brick and mortar?
Because, again, I was used to having the space to do all my work and have my lab equipment. Having it at home and then relying on the internet for promotion, it was something I didn't know what to do. I was lost. I was like,
Okay.
am I just going to promote this on Facebook? How am I supposed to do this?
So you were missing a marketing strategy that included foot traffic, that included
Right.
other businesses in the area, that included people seeing a sign and.
Yep.
Okay.
And it would be easier to have at the time. It'd be easier to have a physical location for where traffic would come in physically, and I could just get it done and get it out of the way.
Okay.
Yep.
So I opened up Rapid Tech Repair and Recovery in the New Orleans Square off of Karen Avenue and Maryland, right across the street from the Country Club, Las Vegas Country Club. I was there for 2 years, and it was a very unique time because Karen Avenue was shut down because of a water leak. So they were repaving for a year. Then after that got done, then COVID happens. So they shut down the whole New Orleans Square. But I still could get into access to my shop.
But you didn't have what you were hoping for in terms of marketing strategy and sales strategy.
And the thing is, you don't know the nature of the beast until it's there in front of you. Like
Right.
you don't know what because I was so used to a Skyway system. Used to seeing people walk right by the shop downtown, hundreds of people every day. I'd be lucky if I saw 10 people a day where I was in New Orleans Square. So it really you had to push yourself to look at where you're at and the steps to get to where you want to go. And sometimes you have to really kind of take a gut check about it and say, all right, I need to at least promote on Facebook or on Google Ads where I'm at right now to where I want to go.
You had to add something to your marketing strategy.
Exactly. You had to have some strategy. You can't just sit there and wait. Waiting is, you're going to bleed dry. So I had to at least make some moves. I had to push that rock every day. So I started learning about what others have done and how I can change that for tech repair.
So how long it takes you to learn that?
So it took me, when I first started, I was doing iPhone 4s and, simple, data recoveries. By the time I left, I was doing iPhone 11s. Now, of course, with Apple, the iPhone 12 is the big bane of the existence of the repair world because it's not repairable. Everything is tied to the motherboard. So you can't buy a external part from China and put it in, otherwise they'll shut it down.
Really?
The iPhone 12 is the first phone that is going to destroy the tech repair
I have
industry.
one iPhone 12. I have iPhone 11. I have different
Exactly.
iPhones.
So if it cracks, it tells you to go to an Apple store. You can't take it to a guy like me.
Oh,
or
they're
to another repair
smart.
shop. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to sue somebody else again.
That's the screen, the battery, and the camera. The only thing that can be changed is the charge port.
But iPhone 12 is literally small. It's just like the iPhone 7, 8.
Three. There's the mini, the Pro Max, and the regular 12. Yeah. It's but anyway, and the thing is, I kind of knew that Apple was doing this, and then obviously COVID, and I was like, okay, this is the sign that is.
There were
happen.
a number of signals on the horizon,
course.
so it wasn't just a water main break. It wasn't just COVID.
Right.
There were a number of signals on the horizon that this line of business wasn't going to be enough.
Exactly, and there was enough time for me to say, okay, what is it that I can do differently? Now, my business partner, Gia, she was in a boat where she was really interested in doing graphic design. And she started doing some posters, some advertisings and stuff like that, and it started to get a lot bigger. She started to get bigger and bigger clients. And I thought to myself, well, I could just work with that. What can I do for her and work this together? So I started learning SEO. We were already in a shutdown for 3 months here. I was sitting up every day learning about SEO.
It was a good time to learn new skills.
It was.
I mean, it's always a good time to learn new skills, especially if you own a business. But that to me, that's the difference of people who made it and adapted and thrived during COVID, and folks who struggled was. It was very much and you're right, COVID's not the only time, but you run into this new world, old world mentality. And
right.
It's am I willing to learn and adapt, and what can I learn and adapt to make my life better, or am I going to park myself and just wait for the world to pass me by and complain about it, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I know COVID was a great internal time for a lot of people to think about what they want to do. And I think the entrepreneurship of culture of Las Vegas is really going to set itself apart because of COVID. I mean, people already come here to start their business, but now the people that stayed here and survived or stayed in, put their nose to the grindstone during this time, they could be setting themselves up for a lot more ability to handle the next problems that come along. Because it will come. It will come.
I think those of us who live in Vegas and moved here for other reasons than to start a business, or we take for granted how easy it is to start a business here, and we don't think about all the people who do move here to start a business, and that's something that I'm going to certainly keep in mind a little more. But yeah, I think we take that for granted here, how easy it is, and we don't recognize that a lot of people are moving here not just to move here for the great weather or the entertainment or whatever they come to move here for. There's a lot of folks moving here to start a business.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great decision to move here and start a business than moving here for other reasons.
Yeah, and it's starting a business it's jumping off the diving board into an unforeseeable abyss. It really is, and the thing is, it takes a lot more internal strength than everything from without. You got to be passionate about what you want to do. If you're doing it for the money, if you're building a business because this is how I'm going to make money, you're going to get burnt out, because the burnout is what keeps the passion going if you really love what you do. And I love what I do now. I get to help a business, and with Sergeant SEO, I'm the purpose, the mission is to help veteran businesses. You know, of course, with Neon Appeal, you know, that is where we'll be doing a lot of the commercial marketing stuff like that. Sergeant SEO is going to be kind of my little thing to help give veteran businesses a head up.
I think that's great. So let's go back to that idea of internal strength, because it must have taken you a lot of internal strength to go learn these new skills, to go contribute to somebody else's business while you were still trying to run your brick and mortar business. Because you just cleared out the last year's stuff from that.
Yeah,
that you,
2 days ago, yeah.
You had that lease last week. The last time I saw you, you were going to take your last table out of there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's got to take a lot of internal strength. How did you get through that?
You know, it's the distraction of knowing that I'm building for something better down the road. When you know that you are kind of have these, you know, this last lease payment, you got to clean out this table and you got to clean out your old business out, knowing that night you're going to be working on analytics, you're going to be looking at traffic for a business, and you're going to put out a promotion for what you do. You know, the old lease doesn't matter. You're just like, okay, well, I just got to go take care of this, and you do it in waves, and you look at the business. I looked at the business when I closed it up, and I was like, start the car and back up. You just go. You know, you don't have time to sit and think about it. I took a picture, you know, because eventually someday I'll look at it and be like, I remember this old place. You know, that was a different me. The me now has moved on from that. You know.
So what's the me now, the you now interested in now, that you have not left that behind, but recognize that's a chapter of your life that's over, and you're into a new chapter. So
the new me now is more looking at how a business that is, you know, starting out, or looking at having a website, or looking at having a product or something like that, how can they compete? And that's where I love to come in, because everyone's competing. No one has the one thing that's the all by itself.
Not for long anyway.
Exactly. And with the internet, Google has this algorithm, but the algorithm still follows a pattern. And patterns can be seen for what they are, and that pattern can be used to either hurt some people that don't know about it, and hurt and promote others that do understand it. So it's more about me teaching, or me explaining and giving advice to a veteran business owner to say, look, this is who you're up against, and this is what you can do to be separate from them. And separation is either good or bad, but I try to make it good.
Good. Yeah, I mean, differentiation is almost always a good thing.
Yeah.
Even if it narrows your niche down smaller, it can be better. It's better in the long run if you are differentiated. So what are the things that you talk to your clients about, or what are the things that our viewers should be thinking about? Not so much the technical aspect of the SEO or the algorithms, but what are the things you like someone to have thought about before they come talk to you, so you can help them, or what are the things you guide them to if they haven't thought about already?
Okay. So first of all, if I get someone that's asking me about selling a widget, right? They sell widgets. There are 5 or 6 competitors in Las Vegas that sell widgets. First thing I'm going to say is, who are you selling this to? First question.
Okay.
Who is this widget for? Okay, is there something unique about the way that you sell this widget, or the way that you make this widget? From that answer, which they have to know that, then we start to build out a marketing idea of how we tell people that they're different.
Okay.
And from there, you know, the great thing about SEO and marketing today is it's not just print, and it's not just going door to door with a flyer. It's Facebook, it's TikTok, it's Instagram. There are so many different ways to let people know that this widget is different, and that this widget is made uniquely. And letting people know that separates, again, we start to create the separation. Another aspect of it is, you know, the business owner. What type of business owner are they doing it? Why are they in this? Are they in this because they were working in widgets before, and they wanted to leave the widget job that they had before, and they know that, well, I can just do this on my own, like myself. That's a technical entrepreneur. Technical entrepreneurs are very important, but you got to evolve into the next step, which is managerial, and then the entrepreneurial entrepreneur. The E-Myth book, great book. It's about the evolution of the person into the business, as opposed to the business itself. Both have to grow at certain points, and they have to go through their growing pains together. So my job is really to say, look, this is where we're at. You know, what makes you different, how we let people know that you're different, and how we can engage the people to come to you or call you or visit your website, and send them your email, because that's the thing too with email marketing. We want to cultivate people that, because once they're on the website, they're almost sold. So we got to get something to get them the ball rolling, and it takes time. That's the thing. SEO is not the magic pill to success. It is a long-term investment, and you know,
and it's a long term to learn as well.
it takes
time.
The core basics of it can be learned in probably 6 months, but that doesn't matter. It's like reading
It changes every day.
It's like reading the owner's manual to your car and not knowing how it runs. You just got to drive. Yeah.
6 months of studying something.
Yeah.
6 months of actively working on something, like learning a skill like SEO, especially one that's perishable and changes all the time. That is a ton of time if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, because you've got to focus on how your business generates revenue.
Absolutely.
You've got to focus on building a team that's going to help you go forward. So you don't have to go figure out SEO, because Eric has already done that for
Exactly
you,
right.
and he keeps up with it. And it's just about time for us to take a break before we bring our next guest on. So we'll talk more about what you're doing, but why don't we take a break before we go, because you don't have to go learn SEO. Eric is
That's
learning it for
everything,
you.
yes.
How can people get a hold of you?
He's hard.
So my website is www.sergeantseo.com. And then my other website, where I'm a partnership, is neonappeal.com. And then from Neon Appeal, you can see my partner's work. She's a graphic designer.
Right.
She's
That's
an award
great.
winner.
We're going to get her on this show as soon as,
Yes.
as soon as I can get her to commit
And
to
I
a
want to
date.
meet both of you now.
She's award-winning graphic designer and web
Yes.
designer. We are more leaning towards social media engagement, because a lot of our clients already have businesses, so they just need help with social engagement through Facebook and all that, and we do very, very good work with that.
That's amazing.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to hearing more about Neon
Yeah.
Brand when we get Gia on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been trying to get her on the show longer than I've been trying to
I
get
know.
Gia
I
on,
was open schedule.
So, all right. If you got any more questions for Eric before we take a break?
I am saving it for the next segment, but I just want to say that you'll never know who you meet. You just actually put it in your mind what you need, and you'll meet them. They'll come to you, like Eric. So we are going to take a break. We will come back with the next guest.
All right.
Welcome back to Vision to Success with Mr. Jason of Evil Genius Leadership. He is a business mentor, you guys. That's why he is here.
Yeah. So we just had a great conversation with Eric, talking all about how he pivoted his business during COVID. But now we have another business owner.
Yes.
Who's gonna tell us about their business, and I think you're kind of getting your business started, right?
Yes, GoPro Credit Services, credit restoration.
Credit restoration, very important for a lot of people right now. So how are things go? How did you come to start this business?
Well, I'm one of those people that, I had bad credit, and my wife had bad credit, everything coming from like the economic breakdown in 2007, 2008. Everything was great, 850, credit score. All of a sudden, things happen. We lose a house, we lose a townhome, and so the credit goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And so for just, I guess like a lot of people, we just let it go. We just forgot about it. We're just like, okay, we don't, it's done, it's bad. We're never gonna have credit again. And then it came a time when there was opportunity to, buy a house, which is what I would say one of the biggest reasons why people would want to fix their credit. And so when we went to go see a lender, they told us, okay, you have this score and you're not going to be able to buy a house. So we started trying to work on our credit. And this is one of those industries where there's a lot of, bad reputation from companies trying to help people fix their credit because they'll charge people for a service that a lot of the time you don't get. They'll charge you, like, they'll get you on a contract for a year or a year and a half. You pay money every month, and then you keep checking your credit scores, and it doesn't go up.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, what we end up doing is just canceling, and our credit just remains the same. And so then I try the other side of the coin, which is what a lot of people do. I try to do it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to this guy he's a financial advisor, Dave Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started listening to those shows, and so they give a little bit of advice. He's not really big on credit,
Yeah.
but they'll give a little bit of advice about it, do it yourself and things like that. But the thing you find out about doing something like that on your own is that you get burned out like super fast because there's all these, the process is just overwhelming. You have to like find the letters and send them to the bureaus and wait for responses, and then you have to do like all this work that a lot of people are just not willing to do. So I found myself in that position where I was like, oh my gosh, this is too much work. I'm just gonna forget about my credit.
Mm-hmm.
And so later down the road, because we still wanted to buy a house, still was a dream of ours.
So how long? Because these problems started for you in 2007, 2008, right?
Yes.
So where are we at in the story now? You've been dealing with this problem for 5 years, 10 years. Where are we at in time right now?
I would say it took about 10 years to finally start looking for something that would work for us. So it wasn't until like 5 years ago that we found this company that's all over the United States. It's called Financial Credit Services and Financial Education Credit Services. And they've been in the country for 17 years. And then we started, researching about them. First, I was just looking for a company that will actually give us results.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hearing all these good comments about the companies. And so finally, we got my wife to fix her credit, and it happened in about 3 months that she went from like 600 to like 740 or 760. And so I was very surprised because I never heard of something happening that fast when it comes to fixing credit. And then they offered me a job because they have this thing where you can be like an independent contractor and then little by little build your own operation, like your own office, where you're affiliated to the company and you work with their lawyers, but you're pretty much running your own business. That's when I started thinking about creating my own brand for credit repairing services.
And that's what you're doing now.
And that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. So all right. So if you do it on your own, okay. Besides the fact that you're gonna go through with going on this paperwork, so let's say you finish all the paperwork and you already submitted everything. How long should a credit company fix your credit or put your credit score current? The normal thing without any companies around you.
Like if you're doing it on your own, when you send the letters, what a lot of people don't know is at least the first time you send a letter, you have to send it through certified mail.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the times when the bureaus get the letters, they don't look at every single letter because I mean they receive tons of
Millions,
letters
yeah.
every day.
So
and
how long
so,
it takes?
so let's say for example I send the letters today, and they say, let's say you send it by certified mail, it will probably take about 3 to 4 5 business days for them to get it. But from the time that they get it, by law, they have from 30 to 45 days to give you a response, the
Okay.
3 bureaus.
So you
So-
mean giving you response, not them. So that means just responding to you and not fixing it right away.
Exactly, it's just a response. They will look at the letters, and for example, let's say you're trying to remove an inquiry. You run your credit, it's appearing on your credit report, and you send a letter to remove the inquiry because they keep accumulating, and obviously your points go down. And so they will
So
say,
maybe
okay,
3 months, right?
yeah, so let's say they're gonna remove the inquiry. They can just say, okay, let's just remove it, right? Just because it's just an inquiry. But if there's a company involved where you owe money, then they have to contact that company and find out what happened. If you still owe, like if you have a balance that you still need to pay, and then it starts a process. So fixing credit is not something that happens in the blink of an eye.
So this
it's
can
a
be this can
process.
be a very time consuming process.
Exactly.
But you help make it not so time consuming. And
Yes.
that's what I want to get into is let's talk about your brand and your business and how we can grow your business. So before we get into it, I know Eric probably has some thoughts as well. What makes you different? How can you do this so quickly for somebody when in your previous experience other companies weren't able to get it done?
I would say it's the personalization, like having someone to talk to. So when I tried to fix my wife's credit, there was a person that was there all the time holding our hand.
Okay.
And when it comes to something like that, you want somebody coaching you what to do. Because I guess that's the hard part, because you don't know where to look for the letters, you don't know what letter is gonna work, you don't know who, like if you're gonna send it, if it's supposed to be certified or not. So you want somebody holding your hand, and that's what our company does. We are more like a education services type of operation.
Like a coach.
Yes, because obviously there is a website where you can do everything by yourself. But again, once you get into the website and you don't have somebody telling you, okay, you go to this tab and click here, and then this is what you do, and then wait for 30 days or whatever, that's where people get all frustrated. And so what we do is pretty much hold people's hand. We take them from the day they register in the website and get in contact with the credit lawyers all the way until they bring their points to whatever average they want to have it. And so we actually register them, then we show them in real time what their credit score is and what are all the things that are appearing on their credit report. Because a lot of people don't understand how to read a credit report. They just look at the data and they're like,
Yeah.
what is this?
That's me.
And
I
so, for
guess.
example, we sit down and we say, okay, here you have a Best Buy's card and you've been missing a couple of payments. If you do this, this is how much your credit score is going to improve. And so we just explain everything that they are looking at in the website, and it's also an app that they can have on their phone. And so for them to make it easier for them to go through the process. It's just holding their hand and telling them what to do, where to go, and actually show them the tricks, because this is about knowing what to do when it comes to fixing your credit.
But you
Yes.
guys are not allowed to give credit advice though, because you.
Yes, we do.
Oh.
Yeah, for example, because I mean, this is not like top secret stuff. It's like if you keep your credit card under 30%, that will
those
keep
kind
your
of thing,
points. That will make your points go up. And if you have a credit card and you make payments on time, like we just, I mean, this is advice that we all should know, but nobody cares to find out about. But if people just took care of like little things like that, their credit will be just up all the time. They go apply for a phone. Now that we were talking about the phones, and they go to AT&T, they run their credit. They don't get it. They go to Verizon and they run their credit and they don't get it. They go to
Those
Sprint.
become hard
So
inquiries.
they go to like
Yeah.
6 places.
And then all of a sudden you
and
run
still,
their...
and still don't come away with a new phone.
Exactly.
And now they've got 6 inquiries on their credit. Because this is something that I'm not real knowledgeable about how those processes work as well. So
Yeah, and then you realize that you went to 6 stores and your points went down like 50 points. So That's what we teach people. Is like don't do that. Don't go to
Just
the,
to get a phone that nobody can fix, but
Yeah.
Apple.
right. And then
Exactly.
you're gonna be
Are you gonna-
spending $90 a month for the
Are
next
you
3
running?
years
Are you
on it.
running credit too when we give? No, just kidding.
I don't.
I was, but you know
Well,
what?
not anymore. Right?
No anymore. It's not open.
The other thing is, when you actually get I think this is new to me. I don't know how long they've been doing it, but when you get a car insurance, they're running your credit now. Why? You just run. If I have like a traffic ticket like this morning, somebody stopped me, but they let me go. See. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, getting a car insurance, running credit report.
Well, I believe the credit is gonna become a big part of our.
Yeah, it does already from before, but
I mean, if you want to right now because of COVID, all this, everything that happened through the pandemic, all the people that stopped making payments, for example, in their apartments,
yeah.
the evictions are gonna come in, and now they're gonna have their credit up because I mean they got the opportunity to stop making payments, right, for help or whatever, but the companies were still reporting late payments. So
Yeah.
when they get evicted, or let's say they just want to move from one apartment to another, they're gonna run their credit, and it's not gonna be where the companies want it, so they're not gonna be able to get another place.
So let me ask you this. So we had the pandemic. How you started this business when?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. So what happened in the middle of pandemic? What happened to your business? How did you go through a pandemic where everybody was?
Well, like Eric was saying, a lot of people, when the pandemic hit, a lot of people, they just went in like a sleeping mode. It's like watching Netflix and doing things like that. And other people just looked at it as this is my opportunity to work on things that I need to get done, learn something new.
So you got
or-
busier, huh?
Oh yeah, we got super busy during the pandemic. And then because everything went online, for example, when we discovered Zoom, we were able to help people just doing Zoom, assistance, and people were just looking for us because they're sitting at home doing nothing. A lot of people were just like, okay, I'm gonna try to fix my credit or start looking at my financials, because a lot of people got worried whether their financial was gonna go left or right. So a lot of people started looking for services like us. And yeah, we were just busy doing presentations all day long. Literally from morning to night, because for us it was just a good time, getting all these people in appointments through Zoom and helping them that way. I mean, for us it was an explosion.
You see the difference with two of the guests is one who had a business that actually went down on pandemic, and one that actually boomed up in the middle of the pandemic. What's your take about this as a mentor?
It's the nature of the different businesses, and in Eric's case, there were a lot of other factors that went along with that. But yeah, certainly there were fewer people who were out getting their phones repaired during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
And in this case, there were a lot of people who all of a sudden started saying, whether it's because I have the time now to worry about it, or because they got really panicked about, I might get evicted, I might, what all these things might be coming. I better make sure my credit's as good as possible. So I mean, and that's not unique to pandemic, and that's kind of what I wanted to get across in this show, is that things happen all the time.
Yes.
The pandemic, a lot of things happen to a lot of people all at once. But I like to say that every day is different than the day before it. And it just so happened that March 16th last year was very different for a lot of people than March 15th was last year. So, but these kinds of things can happen, whether they happen globally in a pandemic, or they just happen in your industry, or they just happen to you. And so it's important to, ideally to have a plan and be ready to deal with those things. But in absence of having that plan, then what you do with it is really what becomes important. How do you adapt to the way today is different than yesterday?
And I love the way you adapt, because this one is not working right now. Let me try jump into this other wagon.
Yeah.
I love that part. That is the entrepreneur. Did I say that right?
It is. And, even for any business owner that's waking up today, I want to start a business, do it. Don't, if you sit and wonder about it, 10 years are going to go by like that,
Yes,
and you're going to wonder what happened. Oh, I just stayed in my
Absolutely.
job. I still stayed in, working in this. If you have an idea, if you have something in your brain, just do it and figure it out as you go. And I'll be honest, the failures are more of a lesson than anything else.
Yes.
You're gonna fail a lot, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You gotta tell yourself it's a good thing.
Yeah, there's
You
a
know?
lot of setbacks in business. There's a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
failures. It's hard to deal with. You have to learn to deal with it. But there are very few things when you're running a business, you own your own business, that are life and death critical.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of little things can add up and can make for a really bad day or a really bad month.
Yeah.
But you know, it's worth it to try. You know, you have to be willing to take the bad with the good, and,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and to move on and adapt with it.
And
So
also, take a mentor. A business mentor is very important.
that's
guys.
a great idea.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes.
take a business mentor, because you see, I am working on this business. I have lights mentor. I have business mentor. I have different mentors. Camera mentor. You know how I makeup mentor. So I have mentor. It's really important to have those people behind you, because as a business owner, you wear all the hats.
Of course. Yep.
Yeah, and this is what we've been talking. You've
Yeah.
been actually mentoring me about. Get somebody in there.
Yeah, no, a whole separate conversation. But as a business owner, you need to be thinking strategically. You need to be thinking about where the business is going, who the business is partnered with, not little things like somebody's got to go buy a cable for, right? When you're starting, you're on your own. You've got to do that stuff. But as you grow, you've got to let some of that really detailed stuff go, and focus. If you can't do both, if you can't focus on the details and the big picture, if you are the business owner, you have got to let the details go, because no one else is going to be focused on the big picture. No one else is going to care about your business as much as you do, and they're not going to be thinking about your strategy. So your employees are great. I'm sure all of your employees are great, but they're not thinking about the sustainability of the business, the long-term future. If they are, they're a great employee. Promote them, give them more
Oh, yeah.
responsibility. But no one else is going to be thinking about where your business is going but you. So you can't stop thinking about that to deal with details. So what were you doing for branding pre-pandemic? What are you doing for branding and marketing now? How are things different? Are you still super busy now that we're a year into the pandemic, or what's going on?
Yeah, we're actually still growing. We just opened up another office here in Las Vegas. And I guess like before the pandemic, it was just like everybody, doing the flyers. We had a website. We had things like that, just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But just when everything happened, because we're also partners with the bigger company, they're always thinking ahead. They're always adapting to whatever happens. They always have an idea of how we're going to get through this. So for us, it was the internet. It was social media.
Okay.
It was start doing a lot of advertising on Facebook, on Instagram. Now I'm learning how to do TikTok, because people are a lot into videos, and most of the advertising, I'm finding out that people are more appealed to remember your business or whatever if they look at you in a video. It doesn't, and I came to the conclusion that sometimes it doesn't even matter if you're doing it right or wrong. It's just the right client is going to look at you, and they're going to start following you or following your business, because you might be concerned about, okay, I have to please everybody. But when it comes to the World Wide Web, I mean, there's all these different types of people that are looking for all kinds of different things. So you just got to, like Eric said, just go out there, just do whatever you can to promote your business. If you have to make a funny video or dumb video, it doesn't matter. You never know when the next thing is. I mean, all these people doing videos, and all of a sudden it becomes the new greatest sensation, right?
Well,
So you just gotta try a lot of different things when it comes to marketing. It's just putting yourself out there, just like everybody else.
well, we have actually an SEO specialist here,
Yep.
Mr. Eric. So what's
What
your...
would I mean, in the SEO world, especially for credit repair, the biggest thing will be testimonials. Biggest thing is getting people on film, like a small little interview saying, hey, before the pandemic I was here, and working with so-and-so I got here, and now I'm moving my way up to here. People eat that stuff up. People are looking for that inspiration. They're looking for the motivation. You do 20 videos on that, and the traffic's going to go through the roof. When it comes to Facebook ads and Google ads, I always tell people that you're renting the space. You're paying to rent the space. But with SEO, you start to build an actual organic traffic that's free, but you got to pay someone to do it. But the thing is, you're building on quantity, and from quantity, you know, if you have 40 videos out there, you'll see what's working and what isn't working. And then from there, you either tailor the ones that aren't working, or you scrap them and do, hey, we had 5 that loved this family that was going through this hardships. They worked with us. Now they've got, you know, a nice house. Pictures of the house, videos of the house, videos of the kids, videos of everything. Telling you, it's that is a good industry to be in, because there's a lot of engaging quantity of content that can be made.
There's a lot of stories that can be told.
Oh,
Yes,
stories are
testimony.
huge.
Testimony is always good.
Oh yeah, and it'll never go away.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
There will
no,
always be
it's
another
actually-
story.
Yes.
Imagine back in 2017, before I started social media shows. I'm not a social media fanatic.
Yeah.
I hated social media before 2017. So when in 2017, I see, or this one began in 2009. So all those years and up to 2017, I only see people posting like words.
Mhm.
And then in 2016, I believe when the pictures starts coming out, and then 2017, I see here and there videos.
Mhm.
That's what gives me an idea. Okay,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
that's a big like a light bulb. I'm like, Maria, 2019, this is gonna be good. That's why I started this.
Right.
So you see how it started from from nothing to now. It's videos is all over the place. Everybody's doing the same thing I'm doing. The only thing is I am 3 years ahead of everybody. So
Yeah.
you see, it's going up. It's actually as a visionary here.
Mhm.
You see what's coming,
Oh, yeah.
and you're gonna act into it right away. I think that's the best way to kind of like visualize your business where it's going.
Mhm.
Videos. So yeah, the videos
Yeah.
is amazing for like what you were saying. I love that.
And
Yeah.
you said something that was key, I think. You said something about coaching. You're learning coaching for this, coaching for that. At the end of the day, his business, just like our business, is about coaching people
Nice.
what they need to get
Mhm.
done.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so for me, I don't want to spend time learning, the programs or the processes of how to make my social media work or how to make my website work. I would just rather go and pay him
Yeah.
to get it done.
Exactly, right?
Yeah,
Because
I
I'm
get it.
busy doing my other business, what I'm good at, and then I just pay somebody else that knows what they're doing to help me do what I can't.
Yeah.
Or I don't have the time to do anyway.
Yep.
So
That's why
coaching
we,
is,
that's why we
is
have
big.
that's why we have the
You've
business
gotta-
mentor here.
You gotta, like I said, when you're starting out, you're kind of doing everything, but you've got to prioritize. And if it's keeping you from focusing on the big picture, if you're spending too much time editing photos, writing social media posts,
Yeah.
whatever it is you're doing. I mean, it could be something as simple as your bookkeeping. If you're spending a ton of time doing your bookkeeping, and it's keeping you from really thinking about where am I taking this business? What's the next new thing I'm going to offer? What's that next new strategic partnership? Where am I going to get the next client? If it's keeping you from thinking about that, it's time to outsource
It's
it.
cheaper to rent
Yeah.
it and get someone
Yep.
to do it for you.
Absolutely.
Save a lot of time. A lot of time.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it's just about that time. Do you have any more questions for these guys?
Oh no, you know what? I think I got a lot of answers, and I really love, like what I said. I've been praying to have somebody. A lot of people telling me, "Hey, Maria, you're gonna focus on your SEO. Focus on your SEO." I said, "I will in due time." I know what is SEO. I know how to work all those things.
Yep.
But like what you said, you cannot wear that hat because you have other things to do.
You
Right.
can only do it for so long.
Yeah.
There-
And then
There's value in learning a skill,
Right.
the rudimentary parts of a skill, because when you go talk to someone like Eric, you want to be able to speak their same language.
Exactly.
You want to understand, are you getting the results? What are realistic expectations of results? What are the goals you should have?
Yep.
There are things you should understand about something before you go talk to someone like Eric.
yeah, I think I agree.
The one thing I would add, and this is for everyone, if there's one key basic thing that a business owner that has a business website and they're kind of frustrated on getting more traffic, the one key basic thing to learn is trying to understand how the Google algorithm works and where it's going. Because if you understand that, you can understand the patterns in how they propose with update changes. And Everyone knows, oh, update changes are coming. Yes, they come every single day. A whole aspect of SEO is learning how to change when the update comes. So a big one is coming next month, and they are changing everything that the SEO realm has relied on for ranking. So what I have to do is realize when it's happening and then have it happen and then make the changes and see how my businesses were affected from it. But understanding that the Google algorithm is learning on our behaviors. It's learning when you search for something, it knows as much about you from your search history to your social media accounts to what you do on the computer, and it gives you the best results possible. That's the basics, and there's a lot more with the algorithm based upon that. But if a business owner understands what the algorithm is trying to do, then when it comes to talking to an SEO or understanding what's going on, it makes a little bit more clarity instead of the fog of SEO. It's a little more clear at that point.
And it helps you set your goals and make sure that you're getting what you want to get out of a tool like SEO.
And then what I would be able to do is say, okay, since you understand how that works, we're going to reach beyond that fog a little bit and grab email engagement. And we're going to say, okay, we're going to start working with this because that's where you don't have. Who has worked with you already? You have an email list. Oh, I don't have an email list. Well, let's start creating one. That and there's so many other things, but just understanding how the algorithm works and how Google is trying to present search results for you, it saves you months of frustration.
What I really heard here was, don't wait for the algorithms to settle down, and then you'll figure it out, and then do it, because it's never the algorithms are never going to settle down. It's always
changing.
It's always a moving target. So
you're gonna run with it.
You don't have to make it your entire life, but start to learn about some of these things now and start to take advantage of the tools that are out there and the people that are out there.
And wait for Google and Facebook to merge.
Yeah.
That will come. That will come fairly
I never
certain.
thought about that, but
wait for the search results to give you both Facebook answers and Google answers.
Wow. But anyways, Eric, thank you so much for joining us. Jose Luis, go ahead and give out where they can reach you at.
SergeantSEO.com and NeonAppeal.com. Facebook, Sergeant SEO. You can look me up on Google. You can look me up on Instagram. All the social media platforms. And
And you?
Yeah, GoPro Credit Services.com and Facebook were the same. GoPro Credit Services.
And they're part. They are my friends, so you can add them. But anyways.
absolutely.
And last words, Mr.
Don't wait. Get in touch with these guys or whoever it is that can help you grow your business now. You can get a hold of me, evilgeniusleadership.com. Look for Evil Genius Leadership everywhere on the internet. You'll find us. It's better for our search results if you search for us and find us than it is if I give you the answer anyway. So
yes, he has all the answers, by the way. But anyways, yes, I was wanna just let you know, go and watch Social Dilemma, and it tells you what actually Eric is talking about here, and you'll be like, holy cow, MF. I'm sorry, I have to say that.
it's the internet, no one cares.
Motherfucker.
Taking over everything.
But anyways, thank you so much for joining us today,
problem.
and
Thank
you
you.
viewers for joining us today. Check these people out, including me. And by the way, this coming Saturday, we are doing our singles night event at Chanclas Cantina by Thunderbird. It's by the strip, so we invite everybody who want to network. It's really a fun event, by the way. We're gonna be blindfolding people. So, anyways, this Friday we are doing motorcade that will come to your place. So we will be bringing our beautiful ladies and fun ladies actually to your location. Who knows where we're gonna be at? Thank you so much, and see you guys in 2 weeks, right?
Sure, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Let's call it 2 weeks.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a great day.